Right, so I like to say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kahakadash, Tabons, the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So the Lord is bringing a sword, man. And a sword is made for what? A sword is made for war or to slaughter, right? And this is what the Lord is bringing, is a sword. And he's not only just bringing a sword upon his people for their iniquities, but he's bringing a sword upon the nations, man. And a sword can be represented as the word, because the word is going out all throughout the world. And the scripture says the word cuts, man. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get that real quick before we move on. This is, let me see if this is the right one. Right, so this is Hebrews 4:12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intent of the heart. So the word is also a sword, man. It's represented as a sword, right? Because the word can cut. And we have proved that many times over out in the highways and byways and by way of the videos that we make throughout the week. The sword cuts. The word cuts. Right? What else is it represented of? It's represented as famine, death, and destruction. It's represented as the nuclear missiles. Right? So the sword is represented as many things. And this is what the Lord is bringing down the earth. Now people, and I said this in the last video, people say, oh, well, all you guys teach is hate and evil and death. And that's not true, man. Because brothers, we talk about, for you unknowingly people, we talk about salvation. But when we talk about salvation, being brought unto Israelites, right? The so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans whose lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And you don't have to look like John Shaft to be an Israelite, man. You could look like a so-called white person, Chinese, Japanese, Arab. You could look like any one of those nations and be an Israelite. Why? Because if your lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, somewhat between 85 to 90% of the time, you'll understand this word. But that's always not a guarantee, because you got Israelites that the Lord is not going to put this word on. So for an example, when you go to the book of John, let's go to John real quick. John chapter 14. This is the book of John 14:17. It says, even the spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive. So not everybody can receive this, right? So again, you can be an Israelite, but that don't mean that the Lord is going to give you understanding of this truth. That don't mean that the Lord is going to give you the spirit of truth, right? Mainly, you got to be of the elect or the 1/3 to get understanding of this truth. 2/3 of the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are going to be put to death. And again, just to repeat it, you don't have to look like John Shaft to be an Israelite, man. Right? Salaka, bear with me. What we was getting on, right? So again, the Lord is bringing that sword, man. And that sword is coming down not just only upon the 2/3, but nations, but upon all nations. And you can see that, man. There's events happening in the world right now of the Lord visiting this place with a sword, man. Right? So let's get this, man. Salakia. Bear with me for a second. Bear with me for a second here. So this is Jeremiah 46:10. For this is the day of Yahweh power of hosts, a day of vengeance, that he may avenge him of his adversaries, and the sword shall devour, and it shall be satiate and made drunk with their blood. For Yahweh power of hosts have a sacrifice in the north country by the rivers Euphrates, man. So again, the Lord is about to bring that sword down, man. And it's not going to be pleasant. And you people got to be of balance, man. You can't always just want to hear about love, man. Not that you people have any understanding in that. You have to be balanced. You got to hear about love and you got to hear about judgment, right? If there's love, there's hate. If there's life, there's death, right? If there's up, there's down. If there's left, there's right. There's a balance. You can't just always just want to hear about hugs and kisses and rosies and dandelions and cotton candy, man. You just can't want to hear about running through a damn a field full of pink and red and yellow flowers. You also got to hear about the judgment. You got to hear about death. You got to hear about why these things are coming. The world that we live in today is filled with death, man. People have heart attacks, right? People have cancer. People are dying of the monkeypox, the COVID-19, the different variances. People dying of HIV and AIDS and all that. People dying of many things, man. You got babies being thrown off the roof by monkeys, man. There's nothing but death all in this world. I'm subscribed to this dude called Drillmatic, man. This dude is always posting videos on Chicago's deaths, man. There's death in the world, man. And you cannot avoid it. You cannot escape it. You cannot go in your house and think that you're safe from it. It's all around you, man. So you have to accept the fact that, look, if the Lord brings love, and that's according to the understanding of the scriptures, of course, that's not according to you people understanding. If the Lord brings love, he's going to bring hate. If the Lord brings life, he's going to bring death, because the Lord is a man of balance. Why is that so hard for you people to understand? See, what you people want to do, you want to imagine the Most High how you want to imagine him. You want to imagine him that he's this so-called white man in the heavens sitting on a throne, right? Judging the people, and not judging the people according to righteousness, but judging the people according to just love, man. The Most High isn't how you want him to be. He's what the scriptures say he is, man. Now let's get this. Right? Jeremiah 44:27. Behold, I would watch over them for evil, not for good, and all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, until there be an end of them. And Judah represents the southern kingdom, man. So the Lord brought judgment upon his own people in the land of Egypt, right? In the ancient world, 2,000 plus years ago, right? And he's bringing judgment unto them in Egypt in this modern day world, which is America. If the Lord's going to bring down a sword upon his own people, what makes you think he's not going to bring down a sword upon all nations, man? You people are bugged out, man. The Lord is about to bring death and destruction, and there's no escaping it, man, because it is prophesied. This is Jeremiah 42:22. Now therefore know certainly that ye shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, and the place where ye desire to go and to sojourn. Right? So the Lord is bringing death and destruction. The Lord is bringing that sword. Jeremiah, I'm going to jump up because I should have just read it from 16, but I'll read 17. It says, so shall it be with all the men that set their faces to go into Egypt to sojourn there. They shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, and none of them shall remain or escape from the evil that will bring upon them. And this is talking about ancient Egypt during that period of time. But you can also use it during this period of time, because the scripture says, woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help, man. So the Lord is about to bring death and destruction, man. This isn't a game. You people think it's a game, man. It's not a game. Everything in this place is about to get worse. It's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. Esau might do his trickery. Oh, let's make the stock market a little better. Let's do this to, put gas prices down a little bit. Let's try to keep these people in the order that we want them in. Right? So that's happening right now, man. But little do you know that when you people believe things are getting better, it's only going to get worse, man. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and end it from there and say, Barak Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Lord willing, this is edifying. Shalom.